Hi everybody, my name's Zach. Today I'm going to be talking about two separate parts of the brain. We're going to start in the frontal lobe where I want to talk about the Broca's area. The Broca's area is a structure found in the left frontal lobe. It is not found elsewhere in the brain, just in the left frontal lobe, and it is involved primarily in the production of spoken and written language and also in language processing and comprehension. And it takes its name from the scientist whose work with language impaired patients actually led him to conclude that we speak with our left side of our brain. Some associated functions with the Broca's area are language production, both speech and sign language, and the comprehension of complex syntax, which we were just reading about. Now, if the Broca's area is damaged, one can find aphasia, which is the inability to express language, which includes halting speech, repetitive speech, and disordered syntax and grammar and disordered structure of individual words. And some associated cognitive disorders are language impairments and autism that are thought to be related to abnormalities in the Broca's area. And a related case study to that is from 2005, where Bauman and Kemper reviewed neuroanatomical evidence that language impairments and autism may be related to abnormalities in the Broca's area. All right, and then in 2005, another scientist reviewed 45 years of experiments with split brain studies that have yielded insights into hemispheric specialization and integration and functions of specific brain structures. And then another study that was done in 2004 by Horwitz and colleagues used functional neuroimaging to show that the same part of Broca's area is activated by both speech and signing during the production of language. And so that wraps up the Broca's area for us. We're going to go over to the occipital lobe in the back of the brain. The occipital lobe is the primary visual area of the brain, and this is where our brain receives encoded information such as color, orientation, and motion from the retinas in our eyes, and then processes that information and then sends it to where it needs to be. Pathways from the occipital lobes reach the temporal and parietal lobes and are eventually processed consciously. Two important pathways of information originating in the occipital lobes are the dorsal and ventral streams. The dorsal stream projects to the parietal lobes and processes where objects are located, and the ventral stream projects to structures in the temporal lobes and processes what objects are. And then we'll go down to, of course, the associated functions are vision, and then if you get damaged here, you can see experiences of hallucinations, blindness, the inability to see color, motion, or orientation, and synesthesia. And associated cognitive disorders with this, there are a few. Because damage to the occipital lobes can cause visual hallucinations, the region has been investigated as a neurobiological correlate of schizophrenia and also bipolar disorder. A number of studies have found evidence of overgrowth in the occipital cortex in individuals with autism, and changes in blood flow in the occipital lobes have been correlated with depression. And so going back down to research reviews, these are basically all the same things that were found above, except for I wanted to point out McCarley and colleagues from 1999 examined MRI data from schizophrenic patients which show abnormalities in a number of brain structures, including the occipital lobes. So that's very interesting, and that wraps up both parts of the brain I wanted to present. Thank you.